today we have the Mini Countryman, as it is Mother's Day as of this recording. So thought I give it a little bit of a somewhat of a quote-unquote maintenance wash for the Countryman. But while the car itself isn't super dirty by any means, we're gonna have fun with it still. The tires, the wheels and tires, is what I wanted to primarily address in this video, which is kind of the perfect opportunity to go ahead and test out two products technically, which is from Super Clean, a company that makes all-purpose cleaners, and it's been used for detailing, so I will try to use that for myself. And these were provided actually by Super Clean themselves, so I like to thank them for that. They did not pay me though, so I guess I have free reign to say what I would like to say, or would have to say, depending on how it performs for my purposes. So anyways, we're gonna have Super Clean diluted down to 8:1 just to be safe. I'm gonna use it on the tires, and I'm gonna use the wheel cleaner to clean the wheels in this video. But while at that, not only am I going to do that, I'm going to try out the latest and greatest, perhaps, from IK, which is the IK foam e-foam Pro 2. And sorry, there's like people touching grass, so it is Mother's Day. People have fun. It's all good. We all have our fun here. Anyway, I'm gonna have to have my fun, hopefully, with the e-foam Pro 2. This is the long-awaited product, because a lot of people hate to do the hand pumping, even the inflation, the air inflator could get a little old, air compressor could get a little old. So the IK put the battery and the motor into the bottom, so basically now it can pump itself up, and we're gonna have hopefully a lot of fun with it. In here already is Incredible Suds diluted down to about more or less 1:30 or 1:50-ish, somewhere in between. We know Incredible Suds foams very well. Any IK foam will hopefully complement that and really accentuate that onto the car here. So we're gonna have fun today on this Mother's Day, and hopefully everyone has had a good Mother's Day by the time everyone watches this. And shout outs to all the moms that brought us to this beautiful earth. So anyways, and also everyone who has been a motherly figure to those in need. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and first attack the wheels on the shaded side. So I'm going to go ahead and move these out of the way. Oh yeah, and forgot to mention, we're going to do the hybrid wash right here. So we're going to have the cake sprayer, the airless cake spray. Once again, we're going to have an extra bit of fun. And the iconic rinseless wash is in here already as well, 256:1-ish. And go ahead and get this Super Clean started on the tire here, because we want this tire dressing off, because it has that little greasy look to it. So it did get new tires, I believe, and that kind of explains the look on these tires. So actually the shade is actually now on our side here, so I'm going to go ahead and pre-soak the tire. All right, time for the wheel cleaner. Gonna go ahead and provide a pre-soak. Yeah, this stuff is pretty caustic, I think. It was like tingling my nose a little bit, even from the indirect smell. But now, I think it has enough time to soak the wheels. I'm gonna go ahead and attack the wheels. And we're gonna turn this baby on. It should be like, hold, right? You hold it, and then hit it again. So I guess this should be pumped up. So let's go ahead and give it a whirl. All right, so I think that was just about enough. It was 50 ounces in here. We barely covered the car, the Countryman being a fairly bulky vehicle. And woo, man, I love the smell of Incredible Suds. Nice grape smell. Yeah, 50 ounces just barely covered the entire car, including the wheels. I even like overlapped some of the areas too. But I do want to cover the roof a little more, so we already refilled it with some more, and we just do this again. So you just hold the button to turn it on, and then you just hit this again. I almost forgot to mention, I also wanted to bring in one more thing to try, which is this crazy contraption right here, which is this triple nozzle for the pressure washer gun. Something out of a super over-the-top action movie or something. Like a triple barrel shotgun or something. Pretty awesome. But I've seen it on Josh V's channel, tried it out, seemed pretty cool. So we're gonna use this to rinse off the vehicle. All right, look at that. This is what it looks like on the gun. Pretty crazy. Let's see how crazy it is on the rinse. All right, so done with the rinsing part. Just wanted to talk about this a little bit. It almost covered the entire vehicle with the 50 ounces, but yeah, you definitely need to have a little extra product in there just to get everything on the Made in Countryman at least. It probably could have done it on my car since it's a little smaller, like the Corolla hatchback, but something like the Countryman, not quite enough, like barely there, almost. But you could use this to foam your car, but ideally you definitely want this for the wheels, which would be a nice experience. It did foam great. The one caveat I would like to give though is that when you're starting to run low on the product, you kind of have to tilt it a little bit to get the remaining foam or product to foam, but that's kind of like probably natural for something like for this design. Other than that, I think the balance is pretty decent. Ergonomics is pretty decent, but everything else I think it performs pretty good. All right, so we just got done with the wheels, or excuse me, we got done with the rinseless wash part of the hybrid wash. We're about to put this in the bucket, 256-1. We're gonna use the Nemesis sponge right here just because I hate this cap on the, oh, there we go. All right, 4 gallons, so 4 capfuls. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. Okay, time to get the sponge all soaked and familiarized with this bucket wash. And oh yeah, this is the slick stuff. Going from using something like the O&R to this, oh yeah, there is quite the difference here in terms of slickness. It is the iconic wash after all, and it is expensive, to be fair. Oh man, this just glides, man. Just glides over this paint right here. This is not coated, for those who don't know. This has the clean ceramic sealant from Pan's, the organizer's lineup. And while I'm doing the contact wash, just wanted to do a little name drop, kind of, for myself. Sponsor a little segment in a way, because this is my channel. I wanted to give a mention to for my podcast series that I've been doing for years. You know, for anyone who wants to listen in on us talking about video games and such, nerd culture, anything else that we feel like talking about. It's called a Hypecast. We would appreciate if you guys want to give that a spin. It tends to be pretty long, like 3.5 hours-ish at times, because we like to, you know, tangent off of other stuff. But you know, it is a podcast nonetheless, where we kind of just dump our thoughts and such like that. So really appreciate if you guys can give it a watch if you have the chance to do so. So again, it is called the Hypecast. It is more centered around video games for those who are interested. And the link will be in the description below. Yeah, man, going from the ONR to this, going back to this is such a night and day difference. You know, there is a difference between their performances. It's really something to behold, I guess. All right, let's test the hydrophobics on the hood because we're gonna try one more product. That's also one of the new hotnesses. So on the topic of hotness, we have the hot coat from Quivr. This is also Josh V's, excuse me, product right here. It's pretty, seems pretty cool. It comes with this big 32-ounce bottle at a decent price. I'll put leave that in the video. But you can like use this as a detail spray, just like a regular sealant. You know, put it on dry. Or you can actually use it as a rinse-off sealant. So we're gonna do that today here, just make things a little easier. So let's see if it does make a difference with this hydrophobics right here. Get that a little more focused, there you go. It smells really good too. It's like to me it smells like grapefruit. Kind of awesome. Oh yeah. It does help, it does help. Sorry, the sun's in my eyes, so it's kind of hard to aim here. There we go. Try to get that spot over there, and then yeah, it seems like a pretty cool product. I do like it. It does help with the hydrophobics. Is it like the end all be all? No, because even he addressed it himself or implied that this is just for him, someone who lives in California. I also live in California, so for someone like me, works pretty well. I'm definitely going to keep using this as my probably more like a go-to rinse-off sealant. Simple, pretty effective, smells good. It did help with the beading, at least I think anyway. So pretty much going to do my finishing touches on the rest of the vehicle, and we'll be right back. Let's go ahead and test on this back door right here. See if it floods or a little bit. Oh yeah. Set. That is flooding right there. So go ahead and apply the same thing here. Wait a few seconds, and then oh yeah, oh yeah. Makes a difference, absolutely makes a difference. See, now it's not flooding anymore. It's cheating a lot faster, so second run won't hurt. Wait a few seconds. And let's see. Look at that. Yep. Yeah, it's just, the sheeting is a lot faster. Yeah, I'm really liking this Quivr hot coat the more I use it. It really made a difference between, especially in this particular area right here. It was like flooding real bad at one point. Spray this bad boy, rinsed it off, worked its magic. Look at that. All right, sorry about that, everyone. I had to cut it short a little bit to get dinner ready for Mother's Day, which turned out great, by the way. I just wanted to go over my thoughts on each of the products and devices that we tried today, including the tire application brush. I kind of forgot to mention I wanted to try it out, which was a perfect time for this. So anyway, first off, the car came out great. It's definitely clean. I'm a happy customer. I'm pretty sure my mom will be a pretty happy customer whenever she comes and drives this baby right here. So the Countryman is clean, all thanks to these products / devices right here. So let's just go over, so let's just go through the super clean stuff first. The all-purpose cleaner is off to the side. This is just here to represent. Anyway, so the super clean stuff did their job great. The scent is like, it tends to be a little strong, so it kind of has that sort of caustic characteristic to it. So be careful not to like inhale it too much, especially when you're spraying. It is pretty strong stuff, especially the actual APC, which, by the way, yes, I did dilute it down to 8 to 1 or 1 to 8, whatever. Which performed just fine. I just did 2 passes just to make sure like everything was off the tire right here. And then of course the wheel cleaner itself did perform just fine as well. It like cleaned the wheels all great. Yes, it was like moderately dirty at most, but even then I think it still performed fine. There's no like issues with like etching or anything like that, no chemical etching or no like weird, sort of marks you can see right here, even from the camera. I think they all perform great. Maybe just like a caveat, just be careful because I think super clean, it tends to be pretty strong, so dilute it down a little bit at least to test it on your car before you go ahead and use it with full intention. With that in mind, they all perform just fine. So again, super clean, thank you for providing the products. I'm pretty happy with them for the most part. I'll try to do the other super clean stuff, and I'm going to use that for like the barbecue grill and all that stuff because those get really, really dirty whenever I bust those out for summer. So I'll definitely keep those in mind whenever I get around to that situation. The next product I wanted to talk about was, of course, Quivr. I think this performed beautifully as a rinse-off sealant, and I love that this has multiple uses, including just your regular sealant. So you can put this on a dry vehicle, and put the probably like the strongest level of protection there, and have a good time with hot coat as a detail spray. And you could also use this as a sealant. This is pretty much very reminiscent of something like Tech 582 or something like that, whatever that's called, Technician's Choice, I think it's called. It's just called a ceramic detail spray, and that's like a really good one in terms of cost and value from what I've seen. But this is also up there too. I feel like it can compete with that type of product, just because of the gallon size being around a very, very reasonable price, I think. And I think this just performs just great as a rinse-off sealant to my applications. You know, earlier there was some dead spots on the side. They were noticeably flooding on the corner, and I sprayed this bad boy on there, and it took care of that beautifully. I have no qualms or problems using this on a more constant basis to, you know, make sure the car is topped off and all that stuff. I'll definitely use this on my car as well from time to time, especially once I run out of my quick beads and the Geon wet coat. This will definitely come in handy for sure, especially with the value at hand. So Josh V, I think, is a great product you got here. Hot coat, this is really hot stuff right here. if I say so myself. Oh yeah, and yes, this spray head is so good, man. I think this should be a industry standard. These are great. I love the feel. I love the spraying pattern and stuff like that. And by the way, I almost forgot, I also use this on the wheels. Performed there just fine. This worked perfectly for wheels as well. So I definitely use this for grills, wheels of the vehicle. That'll perform fine just there. Speaking of wheels and tires, I use this applicator brush. It has a more of a like a longer shape to them. Let me try to get this cap off here. Yep, so this is what it looks like here. Nice suede feel to it. It performed just great. It was perfect for this size of tire. The usual little applicator brush is a little too small to my taste, so I went with this one. I bought this one because I like the shape of it. The feel is just about the same with those fancy little brushes that apply. And I use the Armor Detail Ghost, another great product right here. Tire sealant from Armor Detail Supply, great stuff. I do have an affiliate link down below, so if you want to check that out, that'll be fantastic. I do have a coupon code with that as well. But yeah, so you can definitely see the tire is coming out beautifully, right? It has got that nice little matte finish to it. Not too shiny, not too greasy looking like it was previously before. All that stuff was performing beautifully with this brush. Leveled it off. Great looking tire, I think. All right, so before we get to the main story here, I did want to talk about this real quick. Don't mind the spray one. I didn't use it, but I'm just having it here just for the sake of holding it. So this nozzle head thing with the triple nozzles, I think it would just perform fine. It's okay. It really doesn't add anything for me. I think if anything, it actually agitates the suds even more on the car. So you'll end up like rinsing off longer, and it'll just equal out anyway. So you might as well just use a single nozzle that's about a 3.0 or 3.5 millimeter orifice. These nozzles that do come with, they are 1.5 each, which you would think make things more of a powerful rinsing experience, but you know, it just kind of like equals out in the end. So it's all kind of counterintuitive, as cool as it looks. What I will say though is that the action is very smooth. The connect and disconnect action, relatively smooth. So if I can do this with one hand, I think, okay, it's a little difficult with one hand, but okay, there you go. And then let me try with one hand here. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. So pretty easy even with one hand. So I at one point was like using this as like one of those like fidget toys to just like connect it in and out, just because of that feel is pretty good, I say. So I guess if you want a fidget toy of sorts, could be a potential candidate, maybe. But other than that, it just looks like something ridiculous, something kind of cool. If you feel like a mad scientist and want to do something a little different, then this could be the one to kind of have fun with. But the triple nozzle, you don't really need it, but it does look cool though. All right, the main star of the show here is the IK eFoam Pro 2, I think it's called. Yeah, it's right there. Actually, the name is right there. So this eFoam device performed beautifully for the most part. Yes, it is 120 bucks-ish, which is a pretty big investment. But in this case, you do get what you pay for. So I think it kind of works out. But if you're, that's only if you're willing to pay that much for an eFoamer. I do have one before, which I did use for the wheels and tires. And that performed just fine for like something that's like, what, 40 bucks-ish. I would have been pretty set on that, but I wanted to really try this. And yeah, obviously it's night and day. This is such a satisfying sprayer. It gets the foam on there beautifully, especially on the wheels and tires. And even almost covered the entire Mini Countryman in one go with the 50 ounces in here. But we were a little short, so not quite for an entire car, which I don't think is that practical anyway. You should just use an IK foam sprayer that's like that size over there. That's like the more, it just makes more sense to me to use it like that. Yeah, I think this is a great device though. It's from IK, so this should last a good amount of time. I did feel a little bit of fatigue though when it comes to ergonomics, but I forgot that there was this lock right here, so that's on me. But at the same time, the fact that when you're holding it for that long with that amount of product, it will hit you with the fatigue for at least a little bit for me anyway. But that's like a case-by-case basis. But other than that, it's the IK sprayer with a battery and a motor inside, and it performs just great. No more pumping, no more using the air compressor. Now you could still pump it if you want to, and do it the old-fashioned way if you want to. If you want to get a forearm a good workout or whatever. But yeah, I think the electric part of this product or device is great, to simply put it. So anyways, I think they did a great job with this product, and I'm a pretty happy customer with it. I'll definitely use this more and more for just the wheels and tires. And I mean, if you really want to use this for your entire car, you could. I imagine this working well with motorcycles and bikes as a foamer for the entire body. I think that will perform just fine there. But when it comes to cars, especially with like something like a Mini Countryman, not quite. It almost did it, but not quite. You could probably like really stretch it out, but it'll be super thin foam covering the car. So I don't know if you would feel satisfied with that. So anyways though, good product, pretty good product. This one's super optional, but this one also is a pretty good product as well if you want a good tire application experience. So, but for the most part, they all perform what they intended to, just fine. So if you have any comments and questions, let me down below and tell me your experiences with either of these products. If you have any questions, I'll try to do my best to answer them. And again, if I forgot already, Super Clean, thank you very much for providing the products. I'll definitely keep using more and more of them for wider applications, not just for cars, but for like barbecue grills and like kitchen stuff and blah blah blah. Anywhere with grease is pretty much the optimal use. But yeah, this has been my time and I guess review, you could say, with this multitude of products, including the IK eFoam Pro 2, the Quivr Hot Coat detail spray with ceramic in it, the Super Clean stuff, the triple nozzle, and this nice little tire applicator brush. So thank you very much. And it was a pretty mouthful, but we did it. I had a nice little fun Mother's Day car wash, and I'm a happy customer myself, and I'm sure my mom will be pretty happy with the results of her car. Anyways, thank you very much, and hope to see you all in the next video. Sean out.